Alright, some of you guys have been asking me what was up with my headlights. And I hadn't actually finished 100%, and I'm going to take it apart and paint it, put it all back together. But I changed over to HID. And HID is what you see on the BMWs, the Lexus, all those types of cars. I won't go into details. If you're into lights, you already know it. And if not, then basically it's like upgrading your headlights. So in order to do that on an old 7-inch round, what we did is I took the old plate, cut off the back, just took some scrap metal, and it's not pretty right now just because I wasn't sure if it was even going to work. So welded it in place, put JB weld over the welds, just because the metal I had was sort of rusted. I want to make sure the welds went through, but you can see that I got penetration on the welds. And that is my template. That is where the actual reflector and projector lamp is going to go. And then behind that goes in. Using that outside allows me to use the same aiming screws, so I can still go up, down, left, right. I also had to modify this. This went quite a bit deeper. I basically just cut it shallow. This guy here is a what they call like a reducer flange. You can get it at Home Depot. Comes up to a square, and then you're supposed to cut each one of these down depending on which pipe you're using. So I just cut that, modified it. It's actually going to go on the back side here to waterproof the back end of the housing. This is the outside ring that originally held the outside 7-inch. This is a again another. It's in the galvanized metal section for roofing. You can find it. So I just cut down here, and that'll go on front to help block some of the light and give it a little more protection. And I'm going to paint all this and bring it back. All right, hope you can see that. So we have projector back in the cup. I have it screwed on to the backing because that's what it'll attach to the truck, so I can still use the adjustment screws. Stay tuned. Alright, there's installed. And what we're going to do is take the ring that held the headlight in, that I have the galvanized flashing on, the roof flashing. We're just going to attach it just like we normally do, and we'll be back. Alright, so she's all in there. I wanted to give you a couple guys tips and tricks if you're considering doing a actual conversion. A good resource would be HID Planet forums. Just Google search them. You'll probably find this build in there. I did some photos when I was doing the earlier bucket fabrication, and I'll probably just put this video up there as well. Search like 7-inch round Scout. A lot of these guys are doing really nice work with some other rigs and stuff on here. But one of the things that everyone searches for, that everyone has their own remedy and little tricks, and you end up going to different stores looking for things that might work, are rings. And there are some of the rings I'll show you right now here, but this guy's just gonna sit right over there. One I found that worked really well was these. They make different sizes, obviously, so they have different ratios from how big the cup is, the cone. But initially you need to have something to sort of mod to protect on there, and you'll see it's a good fit. My only problem was to get the hole big enough for the projector lens coming through. It didn't get wide enough soon enough. That ratio was just too steep, the slope. So I did end up doing it just as a decorative ring. And then my other problem was trying to get that outside cover. You can see the profile, it sticks out just about an inch or so past the front face of the truck. And so I was having, for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, I've just had a piece of plexiglass sort of bowed over and duct tape onto the original ring. And just in constant search, trying to figure out a good way to do it without having to do like some sort of vacuum seal on there. And I'll show you what I recently found to finish this project. a cheap little clock. This guy was like $5 at Fred Meyer's. It's like a local sort of everything store. $5. I got 2 of them. So I'll show you, bring you out to the light here. That square is the original cover. But what I gained was, I gained those couple inches that I needed on there. And it also has a nice clear plastic middle. I might go buy a couple more just so I have extra plastics in case I get a rock busted on there. But I will show you on there. I can hold this up. It looks great. I haven't decided if I'm going to do any accent rings on the outside. I probably won't for the very beginning. But the only other answer to that, and if any of you guys have been looking for a 7-inch round HID kit, there's a couple out there that just look like big boobs on your truck, and that's not a look I was looking forward to. So this is what we'll do, and I'll mount these on here and give you a finished product look. Well, there's your finished product. Don't know if I'm 100% pleased with it, but I can guarantee you it looks a whole lot better than duct tape, and this truck needs enough help as it is so it doesn't look like some old bugged up rig. And you know, as you go along, I'm just trying to upgrade things on the truck to help modernize it, you know. We'll try and get some nighttime shots and go from there. Also, if you guys use towels to hide your license plate like I do, don't forget them on there like I do and drive to work and back and then realize that I still have a towel on my license plate. So anyway, I'll give you a close-up after this, and then we'll go to some nighttime shots. There's a close-up. I think it looks pretty good. I'll turn it on and see if we can aim it later. Alright, we'll try and get some nighttime shots. You can see not a whole lot of lights coming through. This one I don't have that little silver ring on yet, so there's a lot of light you can see back there, but it's all out of the weather and the elements. And I also just noticed I'm missing a couple of LEDs out of there. At least the whole thing's still working. There you go. You can get blinded. Well, I'm not sure how much that translates, but if you can tell, it's sort of like having the sun attached to the front of your headlights. Obviously the bush is not ideal as a background, but you'll see one of the reasons you just don't add HID bulbs to your other housings is they're not able to properly reflect all that light. And the reason I went to the great lengths that I did to adapt these, you know, original projector lamps on here is so that you get that smooth cutoff line. You'll see all those all the racing cars and stuff that have the way bright lights. These are going to be bright, but they're going to be just like the BMWs. You're not going to blind anybody because my light has a perfect cutoff beam across here. So that means there's no light pollution above. If I just put HID in, that whole bush would be illuminated, where you can see there's a perfect beam of light across there. And yeah, not bad.